Don't you just love listening to a mountain stream? I know I do, but when you're out in the backcountry, you're not always able to camp near a stream. Oftentimes you're dry camping. The purpose of my video today is to help you manage your water usage and carry your water as comfortably as possible. The first area I'd like to talk about today is water management. Let's say you get into camp and you're wore out, and you've got your tent set up, and now you're looking to get something to eat. If you're like me, you're pretty sore, and you need a little something to to help replenish your strength, help rebuild your muscles. And a product that I'm fond of is this Tailwind Nutrition. And this has about 245 calories, but it takes about 16 ounces of water. And since you're sore, you're probably going to want to take an Advil or ibuprofen along with that. So let's say, for instance, you want to mix up some of that. Well, here we go, 16 ounces. There you go. That's for your Tailwind Nutrition. Okay, we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, you see our water levels changed. Now let's go with our evening meal. We've got your evening meal can probably, most likely, is between a cup and 2 cups. Let's split the difference, let's say a cup and a half. So you've got another 12 ounces to rehydrate our evening meal. Okay. Now look where we're at. We've only got 8 ounces left in this one water bottle. And we haven't even went to bed yet and woke up the next morning to have breakfast. When you get up, if you're like me, you're going to want a cup of coffee first thing. Well, your cup of coffee, that's going to take minimum 8 ounces. Okay, there you go. You've got one liter of water already gone. Now we're starting in on our other. I'm fond of these breakfast essentials, hot chocolate. Now you can, if you're not a coffee drinker, no biggie, but still, this is still going to take 8 ounces of water. So whether you drink coffee or whether you drink a cocoa or something like this, look, you're still at about that same 8 ounces of water. Now, let's say you have, let's go on to breakfast now. That's going to take at least 1 to 2 cups of water, depending on what you eat. If you eat 2 packets of oatmeal like I'm fond of, that's going to take at least 1 cup of water for those 2 ounces of oatmeal, but that's a little bit thick for me. I prefer, at least a cup and a half of water for the oatmeal. This might possibly be all we need. However, you're probably going to want to brush your teeth in the morning, depending on how often you do that. I recommend you do it at least once a day, if not, once in the morning, once in the evening. That requires yet even more water. So you see where this is going real quick. You can run yourself into dehydration if you're not careful. Now this may be all the water that you have to get you to the next water source. Now that depends on where the water is on your map and where you can resupply it. If it's really, really hot outside, obviously you're going to be drinking water along the way. you're going to be needing to replace those electrolytes. So you're going to probably want something like this. I've been using this Vitalite, and but here we go. It requires 16 ounces of water. You've got to look at your map ahead of time before you do anything else, and you've got to determine where your drier areas are along your hike. That way you can plan accordingly. Let's say if you have meals that don't take as much water to rehydrate, then obviously you're going to want to eat those meals while you're in your drier areas. There's different ways you can carry water and different types of containers to carry it in, and I'd like to talk to you about that now. This first way to carry is a Nalgene bottle. Now, I'm fond of the Nalgene bottles. A lot of people aren't. But what a Nalgene bottle will do is give you options. First off, it has these nice measuring marks on here, whether you do in, milliliters or ounces, however you measure water, you can get that done here. And also as the Nalgene bottles are constructed pretty tough. It will take a lot to break one of these bottles. You would really have to abuse it to tear one of these up. And they're watertight. You can fill this all the way up. They will not leak if you've got the cap on tight. And also, when you go to take a drink, the cap is still attached. That way, you don't have to worry about dropping this and losing your cap. And just as an added bonus on the Nalgene bottles, let's say if you're camping and the weather turns colder than you expected, what you can do is boil up some water on your little stove here and just pour some boiling water right into the Nalgene bottle. And the Nalgene bottle is constructed well enough to where it will contain the boiling water without melting the bottle. And then what you can do is take like a sock and put the sock over top of the Nalgene bottle and then put it in your sleeping bag, and it will help keep you warm for quite a while like that. So that, that does give you some options. Now, what a lot of thru hikers and a lot of people do is they simply carry these smart water bottles or something like that. Now, usually what they'll do, just for, to save time, they'll just take these old bottles and they'll put them right in the water source, and they'll fill them up like that. And then when they need purified water, they just take their water filter and simply screw right here on top. And then they can strain their water through, and they can get their purified water, or you can also just drink right from the end of the filter. And that's a no muss, no fuss way to do it. And when you're out there making those big miles like that, honestly, I don't blame them. But personally speaking, I like to have options, so I do both. Now, if you choose to use these for clean containers, the way I do, this particular filter company, Sawyer, includes these dirty water bags. And you just take these to your creek or stream or wherever you're at, fill them up, screw the filter on, and then filter into your clean water bottles. Water weighs 8.34 pounds per gallon. And you're going to be carrying, this is a half a gallon of water right here. If both of these are full, then roughly you're carrying a little over 4 pounds, which is far and above the heaviest thing you're going to carry. Now, these backpacks, usually the backpacks will have a side pocket on each side, and these are designed for your water bottles. Now, if you are in an extremely dry area where there's not going to be water for any, a long time, what you can do is fill up your dirty water bags with water, and you can slide them into this outside pocket here. Now, I prefer not to do that because this is not a very good way to distribute the weight in your pack. By putting that much weight, each one of these, this is a quart-sized bag, so this is going to weigh a little over 2 pounds whenever you fill it up. So you're going to have that all the way out here. When you get that up on your back, that's going to be pulling you back, and it's not a very efficient way to carry it. Now, your backpacks are designed to carry water yet a third way, and they've got a pouch in here to where you can add a water bladder. This one's made by Camelback, and this will hold 3 liters of water. Now, a lot of people don't like to use these, and I understand that, and you'll have to forgive Frodo there. Let me see if I can't get him out of the way real quick. He just wants to be part of it. But anyway, now that Frodo's made his appearance, most of the packs have a little pouch right here, right next to your back, about midway into the pack. And that's the most efficient way to carry it. On these frameless packs, you usually put your heaviest items around the middle of the pack, and that's where they carry the best. So that's the way where they design these packs to carry the water at. And for that reason alone, I kind of like this little water bladder. I carried this on my last trip into the Cranberry Wilderness, and it worked out pretty well. Okay, folks, the only thing that I know to add to the concerning the water bladder is that one of the downsides of it is that it does require a little bit of extra maintenance. After you use it, you really need to open it up and let it air out and dry it out real good. And it takes a little bit extra care. You have to detach the hose and remove all the water from that. You blow through it, let it dry out, and then remove the little bite valve on the end that you put into your mouth to suck the water through. And all that stuff needs to be cared for, otherwise that thing can get real funky real quick for you. That's why a lot of people don't like to use it, but I found it to be pretty handy on the trail. Instead of having to reach back into one of the pack pockets and grab a water bottle and then take your drink and then put it back, that can be tricky at times. You can drop your water bottles. It is more convenient just to grab the little hose and stick it in your mouth. To each his own. If you decide to get out there and start hiking, you'll learn what works best for you. I just wanted to show you some of the different options that are available to you. If you've been watching my videos, I really do appreciate it. And having said that, I'm going to sign off for now. But thank you for watching.